Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kiera, aka Kiera's Bookshelf, and I have a really exciting video for you guys today. So for today's video, I decided I wanted to do a fall TBR video. I feel like I haven't posted in like a week or two, and I don't know, I really want to keep the momentum going, and I feel like this will be a really nice, easy video for me to make, especially because I'm in the middle of like filming a reading vlog and stuff. And even though that's going to be up soon, I just feel like it's not going to be up in time for when for when I upload this video. So I feel like this would just be really fun, and I actually love watching TBR videos, so hopefully you guys will too. So I have about maybe 15 to like 17 books on this TBR, and while I definitely don't expect to read them all this fall, I definitely hope to like make a dent, I guess, in my TBR. And a lot of these books I was already planning on reading pretty soon, so yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get to everything, but yeah, I don't know, I feel like I have a lot of like really popular reads on here, and definitely some like not so popular reads, but I don't know if any of you find any of these books interesting. If you've read any of these, let me know like what you thought, or you know, if you saw a book in this TBR video that you want to check out, let me know. And I feel like that will just be really fun. So let's get on with the video. So the first 3 books that I want to talk about are actually in a series, and that is the One of Us is Lying trilogy, and I'm so excited for this. I feel like I really wanted to read this series specifically in the fall because I just got One of Us is Back maybe like a month ago. I already read the first 2 books in the series, and Karen McManus is like one of my all-time favorite authors, and I definitely plan to do reading vlogs for her other videos, but I feel like this series in particular is just like, it's so, I don't know why, but it's like kind of cozy and nostalgic to me, even though like the premise is kind of like dark a little bit. But I really like, I guess this will be thriller, and yeah, I just feel like this will be really fun, and I'm actually excited because I think maybe this time around I would want to like annotate and like tab it, because for some reason I tend to remember the plots in stories after I annotate them and stuff. I don't know, maybe because I'm reading it slower, so my brain's processing it. I don't know, but yeah, I'm really excited, especially for this one, because I will be reading this one for the very first time, and it'll just be really cool. For those of you who don't know, the One of Us is Lying trilogy is basically about a group of teens who all get detention, and one of the students, I believe, goes to get a drink of water, and then he mysteriously chokes and dies, and it is discovered that there's like peanut oil on the cup or in the water or something like that, so everyone in the detention like that day is framed for it, and that's why the series is called One of Us is Lying, because we are basically just following along trying to figure out what exactly happened this day with all of the characters from their perspective. And it's really interesting because you get to look at everyone's individual relationship with the character that dies, and I think that's kind of cool. I remember this being like really fast paced, so hopefully the last book is like that, and I honestly don't remember how the second book ends. So yeah, I feel like this will be really fun, and I feel like I'm gonna kind of go into it from a different perspective this time around, just because I know the premise, and I believe there's a TV show of this series, and I haven't watched it, but I think once I like completely finish this trilogy, I'm gonna check it out. So for the next 2 books on my TBR, I actually don't know what they're about, but they're arcs, and I thought that was really exciting. So the first one is Dayboy by Trent Jameson, and the next one is The Longest Autumn by Amy Avery. Yes, that's what it says. The only thing I know about this one is I'm pretty sure this is a horror, and I believe it's YA. I won both of these in like Goodreads giveaways, and I just couldn't find a good time to read them, but I figured with this being horror, like I said, and this one, like, I mean, it has autumn in the title, so that's kind of why I picked it, to be honest. But I don't know, I kind of like that I don't really know too much about both of these, because I'll actually be going into it blind, and I think that will be really interesting. I feel like with a lot of the books that I have, I tend to get them because they're popular, and I already know what they're about. So this will be kind of good, because I get to kind of go into both of these with, like, I don't want to, I guess, like, a clear mind. Like, I'm not, like, going into it knowing what to expect and knowing who the characters are already and stuff. And I don't know, I think this will just be really, really fun. And I think I'll be able to judge whether I like it or not a lot easier. So that's exciting. So the next 3 books on my fall TBR are really, really important to me. I remember reading this series at the time and kind of like just devouring it, and I feel like I kind of got over it too fast, and that is the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I'm really excited for this because I don't know what it is with like certain series that I read where like I can remember what happens in like the first book, sometimes the second, but when it comes to the last book, I can never remember what happens, and I think it's just because I blow through it so fast. So I'm really excited to reread the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I feel like this is the series that really started it all for me, like, as far as liking this genre, and I really love the use of, like, mixed media in this series, and I feel like I don't really have a lot of books that do this, and it makes me just want to buy more books, by this author. I don't know if she has any more books, but I definitely want to read more in this genre too, hence the One of Us is Lying series as well. And I'm just really excited for these. Like, it's just, I just feel like this series is literally perfect. Like, I remember reading this series and I didn't find anything wrong with it. I don't know, and that's so rare. Like, none of the characters, like, annoyed me. None of the, like, I couldn't find any plot holes or, you know, anything like that. And I feel like it'd be really fun to annotate this and go into it, like, I guess for the first time too, just because I forgot everything, like I said, and that will be just really fun. And yeah. So from what I can remember of the series, I believe the main character's name is Pip, and I remember someone in her town goes missing, and the detectives are, like, no help in this series at all. And so Pip decides to take it into her own hands to run her own investigation on what happened to a missing person. And it was really cool. I remember, like, the stakes being really high, and from what I can remember from the series, like, as it goes on, it kind of gets darker and darker, which is really cool. And I really love, like, this series made me want to just, like, watch true crime specials all day. I love true crime specials, but, like, I don't know, this book, like, really just heightened my obsession, I guess. Like, I just remember, like, reading this book, and I literally ended up going on YouTube when I was done, and I was just finding, like, random, like, stories and stuff that would just, like, I guess fuel my obsession, I guess. And it was just really, really cool. And I definitely want to, I think that was a car. I'm sorry if you heard that. But yeah, I definitely I think I'm going to be on a mission to look for books that have like mixed media stuff in it, like the way this book does. Like it has like newspaper type pictures and pictures of emails in it and things like that, like in all three of them. And I think in the third book it also puts pictures in it, if I can remember it correctly. So it was just really like visually it was just really visually like pleasing and stuff, and I feel like it also helped me kind of like process what was happening in the book easier. So yeah, I'm just really excited for the series. So along with these books, I felt like my fall TBR would not be complete unless I tried to find like a supernatural series to read for this. And so I decided to read the Shadow Falls trilogy. This has been on my TBR for a while. I read the first book, I want to say like the 7th grade, and when I was a kid, I just couldn't process the fact that there were like other books in series and you were just supposed to just keep buying them. I just read this as a standalone and then never picked it up. And then around like Christmas time last year, I decided to pick up the other two. So it is Shadow Falls. It is a 2-in-1. So this has Born at Midnight and Awaken at Dawn. And then the second book is Shadow Falls: The Next Chapter, which has Taken at Dusk and Whispers at Sunrise, and the last book in the series is Chosen at Nightfall. From what I can remember about this series, in book 1, there is a supernatural summer camp that the main character Kylie goes to, and I don't believe she has powers, or at least she doesn't know. And it has like witches, and from what I can remember, I believe like werewolves and vampires and stuff. But what made the series stand out is they, like, the author of this book, C.C. Hunter, she kind of like went a different route and added like, I guess, like creatures that weren't really big back then. Like she added fairies, but it wasn't like fae fairies like it is now. These fairies are literally like the fairies with the wings, and like I don't want to say like Tinkerbell or something, but it was along those lines and stuff. And I remember like her werewolves were very dangerous. It was kind of like Vampire Diaries werewolves, which is really, really cool. From what I can remember, there is like a lot of, I don't remember if it was like a love triangle or not, but there definitely is a love interest in this book. And I remember like reading this again in the 7th grade, and this was just like everything to me. Like this was my Vampire Diaries before I started watching Vampire Diaries. So I'm just really excited for this, and I actually plan to read this series pretty soon. It's really beat up because I found this book like in my basement somewhere like a couple years ago. Again, I didn't think to like finish the rest of the series until recently, so that's why like the other books look brand new, because they are. I didn't feel like buying a whole new book just for this, because it's not like in the worst condition ever. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, this just has fall written all over it, especially like Halloween. This is perfect for October, so this will definitely be the October read. Not really sure what I'm going to read specifically in November, but this is the must for October for sure. Now, the last couple books on this TBR are by far the most popular, which is why I decided to save the best for last. It is also, I want to say, the longest series on this TBR as well, and that is the Shatter series. I also want to include the novellas. I just don't have physical copies, but they, like, this whole universe is on my TBR. I'm gonna say I'm definitely really intimidated for this, because I tried really hard not to like feed into like spoilers and stuff on it, and I actually did a really good job. So I honestly don't really know anything about the series, and again, that's really exciting. I feel like I did a really good job this time around finding a TBR like this, where I'm just going into everything just blind. I feel like I like spoilers, but I'm finding now it kind of is starting to ruin things for me. And I kind of get now why most people like hate spoilers. But yes, the Shatter Me series, I am really excited for this. I never read a Tahara Mafi book ever. I feel like I'm really new to like these popular books and stuff. I usually try to like read books from authors that just aren't known that much, like C.C. Hunter, as I had showed you before. But it is kind of exciting to, I guess, like join the bandwagon and just like read a popular series. And like I said, I don't really know too much about the series. I'm pretty sure it's like a dystopian type of series. I believe it's YA, and I know there's love in it. I know that. I believe it's a love triangle. I don't know, but love triangles are like my favorite thing ever. So if that is the case, I'm really excited for this. I will most likely read these last just because it's so many books, and that's really intimidating. But I'm really excited for these, and I'm actually surprised they're not long at all. Like, I mean, clearly it's under 400 pages, like all of them, so that's great. So I feel like I can really fly through these. And then again, I said the same thing for Percy Jackson. I took forever. Well, I am taking forever to upload that video, but I don't know. This time around, I'm going to try not to get into a reading slump in the middle of filming. So this has been my fall TBR video. I really had a lot of fun making this, and I just want to say it's usually like, I usually like to follow TBRs like to a T. But I realized recently that that's not really fun anymore, so I tried really hard to just, like, pick random books, and I'm gonna stick to this, but, like, I don't know, it just feels really refreshing to not follow it, because, like, I make lists for everything, like, it's so bad, and there have been times where, like, I wanted to jump into, like, the Shatter Me series, like, months before, and I was just like, I need to stick to my TBR, like, but no, I think this time around, like, I'm starting to loosen up, and it's just really fun, and I definitely plan to just pump out a lot of videos for whoever decides to watch. And I also want to say thank you so much to the people who watch my videos, because I really appreciate it. I feel like sometimes I get frustrated with views and stuff, and I'm still struggling with sticking to my like uploading schedule, but I feel like I'm getting the hang of it more and more, and I also love that I'm just getting so comfortable like behind the camera, which is crazy. So anyways, if any of these books are on your TBR, please let me know, or if you've read any of these books already, let me know what you think of them. Please, like, don't leave super spoily like types of comments, just because I wouldn't want it to ruin anything like for anyone that sees it. But I just love responding to comments, and it's just so cool that, you know, people stick around long enough to do that. And yeah, so I am going to let you guys go. And this has been Kiara's Bookshelf. Thanks for watching.